Hey agents, today I wanted to share a sniper slash skill support build. It helps your team by utilizing the decoy and the artificer to grab the aggro of the enemies, as well as the use of the Nemesis so you can have some head popping fun. The main weapon we'll be using is a Demesis sniper rifle. It is a charge up sniper rifle with the talent electromagnetic accelerator. Now you'll deal 0 to 100% weapon damage based on how long you hold that charge. The secondary weapon we'll be using is a mechanical animal for the weapon talent Future Perfection. However, you don't need this weapon exactly. You can use a rifle like the 1886 for better headshot damage and have Future Perfect on it, since we're only using this as a secondary overcharge. And for the sidearm, I'm using the Prophet. It's really not important, it's just for vanity. For the core attributes, I'm running 5 yellows and 1 red for my gear pieces, since I'm getting that 1 extra skill tier from my technician specialization talent. For the attributes, you'll want headshot damage on each of the gear pieces, and skill haste and weapon handling for the other attribute. At the end of the day, you want to make sure you have at least 50% skill haste or above. You can go for skill haste on all of the gear pieces if weapon handling is not an issue for you. For the gear mods, we'll be using headshot damage on all 3 pieces. For the mask, holster, and knee pads, we'll be using 1-piece Empress and 2-piece Heraldis. The 1-piece Empress will provide you 10% skill health to help with the decoy. The 2-piece Heraldi holdings will provide you 10% marksman rifle damage and 13% headshot damage. This build was made a very long time ago. However, for those looking to max out the potential, you can go for a 2-piece Habsburg instead of 2-piece Heraldis. For the backpack, I'm using the Gift. It provides me perfect vigilance. It increases total weapon damage by 25%. When I take damage, it'll disable this buff for 3 seconds. Now, if you don't have this backpack, you can use a normal Providence piece, so you can get that 13% headshot damage. And you can have the base Vigilance backpack talent, as the only difference is how long the buff is disabled. It will be at 4 seconds instead of 3. The chest piece I'm using is a Chain Killer. It is a walker piece, so it'll provide me 5% weapon damage. However, the main reason we're using this is for the gear talent, Perfect Headhunter. After killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage. Unlike base Headhunter, will only give you 125%. Base damage is capped to 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1,250% if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. For the gloves, I'm using an exotic gear piece called the BTSU Data Gloves. The gear talent is Transference Overclock. It grants me 15% hive skill haste per skill tier, a total of 90%, and whenever I hold my skill button down, it detonates my hive and grants overcharge for 15 seconds for me and my allies. When this effect wears off, it will be on cooldown for 120 seconds. For the first skill, we'll be using the holographic decoy. The best way to play with this skill is to throw it as close as possible to the enemies and have your teammates at least 30 meters away from the decoy. That way the decoy will gain the aggro and your teammates will gain minimal aggro. As for the mods, you'll be wanting to use health and duration. As for the second skill, we'll be using the Artificer Hive. For the mods, we'll be using the ones that come with a Technician Specialization tree. They provide 10% range and 10% duration. As for the drone slot, I'm using a 5% healing. It's just a placeholder since it has no effect to it, and I don't have a mod that affects the buff for the Artificer. The best way to use this Artificer is to have it in proximity within your decoy so it can keep refreshing its duration, and allies can also benefit from this buff by you having their skills near it as well. The reason we're using the Technician is because for the Artificer and its mods, and of course for the amped passive talent that grants 1+ skill tier and the EMP grenades. For the weapon elements, you'd want to spec into marksman rifle and rifle or the AR, whichever you prefer to use. Mine is set up a little different because I need mines for the AR and submachine gun and sidearm for another skill build I have. For the rest of the video, I've provided clips to show gameplay on how to properly use this build. Thank you for watching, and take care, agents.
What you got?
Agent down.
I'm blind! Gonna need a bucket. Hostile support drones in the air.
Serious trauma detected.
Engaging hostile. Deal with the hostile.
I'll give you some cover fire.
Enemy contact! Firing!
Neutralizing hostile! Firing ever! Hostile speaker incoming! Got a man down! Through this!
An agent needs assistance.
Dead.
Jammer!
I found it up.
Got another! He's running! Moving to... They took him out! They got Marine!
An agent has left your group.
Deploying!
In step.
Deploying UAV.
An agent needs assistance.
Tango's trying to flank us. Right here. Negative LOS. Can't take much more of this. Getting the hostile. I'm deploying the turret.
Agent down.
Let them get close.